As a Shanghainese born in the 1980s, do you still remember the glow-in-the-night cup in the Xinmin Evening News?
Of course I remember. I enjoyed watching it.
We haven't updated in over a month, right? It's almost like we're not lazy. We hope to make this channel better. It has more of its own characteristics.
The characteristic you mentioned is that you record the show while drinking tea and I don't show my face, right?
We haven't fully adjusted it yet. Some viewers also asked us how we plan to adjust it. We will add background, green screen, lighting equipment, etc. We are working on a small studio, which is not complete yet. As you know, we don't like to talk about the mess. Social news and political news. Because these things have nothing to do with us, we want to share with you every bit of our life in Shanghai and Los Angeles. We will go to some Shanghai news, Los Angeles news and share with you what we have today is an experiment. Today I originally wanted to find some news worth mentioning in Shanghai's Xinmin Evening News. But there was none. But there is a page that makes us feel a little bit, called Special Page and
Family Edition.
Maybe you don't know what a special page is. In fact, the special page is an advertising page. Today's page is for vocational school advertisements. In my words, it's a pheasant university.
No, it's Pheasant Vocational School.
Which reminds us of the company that our husband and wife knew. We were doing publicity work for this company at that time. At that time, this company was an enrollment agent for a certain school. The boss of this company was very thoughtful. Advertisements have been placed in almost all well-known newspapers in Shanghai, except of course Xinmin Evening News. You want to first explain when it happened in 16 years, 17 years? Oh, almost 20 years.
He started working as the first recruitment agent in 2002 and
we both joined. You joined in 2004 and I joined in 2005, right? This happened 20 years ago. At that time, there was no advertising in the Xinmin Evening News. It was not because the Xinmin Evening News was not effective, but because the advertising space in the Xinmin Evening News was too expensive. When I first joined this company, I seem to have done Xinmin Evening News. The center seam advertisement in Evening News was very expensive, costing more than 20,000 yuan. His method at the time was quite special and he wrapped a center seam. One square of center seam cost 5,000 to 6,000. He covered his center seam at a price of 25,000. But the effect was right. It was not good and the price was too expensive. So what did I do? Do people of our age still remember the morning news? At that time, there were News Morning Post, and News Evening Post in Shanghai, but in the end only the Morning Post survived to this day. Is News Morning Post owned by Liberation Daily? I forgot, it was so long ago. That the morning newspaper's advertising price was also very high at that time, but because it had just been launched, it was incomparable with Xinmin Evening News. The price was much cheaper. I definitely don't remember the specific price, but that's not the point. I want to talk about another newspaper. In those days, people commuted by subway. We also commuted by subway at that time. Do you still remember such a newspaper? There was a newspaper called I-Times.
And it was distributed for free at that time.
Did you have to spend money to buy it later?
Yes, it seems that I had to spend money to buy.
A newspaper that was managed by STO Group and sponsored by some newspaper group and was specially distributed in the subway. It had news and advertisements.
I remember that when I got out of the subway station, I grabbed this newspaper like a grab.
Yes, so I remember that I didn't have to spend money to buy it at the beginning. The circulation was very good at that time. When the newspaper was launched, the advertising contractor came to find my boss. I know how he negotiated this advertisement. He asked the newspaper advertising salesman to put it. My boss invited me to tell this advertising salesman in front of the boss of the newspaper advertising contractor that you are contracting this advertising space. Do you need money now? No. What you need now is customer accumulation. And I am the largest enrollment unit in the Shanghai market. When I advertise in your newspaper, other enrollment units will definitely follow up. So, if I give you a chance, I am not denying it to you. I will give you 100,000 yuan as the basis for supporting your business. However, I have my own conditions. At this time, I really don't know. Although I participated in the negotiation, this time the salesman and I both walked out of the office. In the end, only this boss and the boss of the advertising company know the specific advertising price of each issue. If you calculate it from another angle, that is, you have spent 100,000 yuan and spread it equally to each issue. That is, how many issues of advertising can you put out, let alone the current year? To this day, I don't know how they talked about it. They are the only ones who know.
In my image, News Morning News, iTimes, Youth Daily.
We have also advertised in Labor Daily. But in terms of cost performance, which is now called CP value, iTimes has the best effect. Every Wednesday, as soon as the advertisement is published, the office phone number is constant. And the advertisement is a full page that year.
And you can't imagine, right? A newspaper is 16 pages long, right? It's a full page, it's bold.
So, if you are the same age as us and got a full-page advertisement from iTimes 20 years ago, which admissions institution would have a half-page advertisement in the off-season? That's right. Our husband and wife also met in various institutions. Now, are the printed newspapers gone?
Also, the newspaper did not disappear when the situation weakened.
Otherwise, how would we see the Shanghainese Evening News? Shanghainese Evening News is our memory. We have not asked the young people in Shanghai now how many people know Shanghainese Evening News and how many people will buy it. Let me tell you an interesting thing. Our company in Los Angeles is going to make some information corrections in the next 2 days. The county government said that you should publish your correction notice in your local newspaper and then gave us 4 choices.
They were not given to us to choose from, but were published online in well-known and influential newspapers and periodicals approved by the court. I took a look at Arcadia. In fact, the only one for 2 is Arcadia Weekly.
When I heard the name, I was a little stunned. Because I usually go to the car wash shop to wash my car. There are piles on the floor that you can take at will. It is a 16-fold half, and there are only 4 of them. The typical price for a color printed.
Advertisement is $48 US.
Is this newspaper free?
Right.
So you can get this newspaper for free at Arcadia car washes and some restaurants. So you see, the newspaper is still useful. You see, this time when we were looking for video material in Shanghainese Evening News, we also saw an announcement that Shanghainese Evening News will resume. Wedding news from this year, just like the half-page or quarter-page before 1949. Announcement of my marriage on the page. Hoping to get everyone's blessings, is just like publishing announcements in newspapers now. Maybe newspapers have been reduced to this function now. Right? The word reduced doesn't mean it.
Then what else do you think newspapers have?
Use? We are talking about our factory in Singapore also using newspapers, but only one of them. For example, if I want to recruit a non-Singaporean employee, I need to publish a recruitment notice in a local newspaper in Singapore for 2 weeks. And then tell the Ministry of Labor, you see, Singapore can't recruit people locally, so we have to recruit foreigners. Shanghainese Evening News has feelings for us, but there hasn't been any breaking news in the past 2 days. It's just all the mothers-in-law.
I just looked for the mother-in-law and the result was, it's Red Sun News. It's hard to see
that it's all Red Sun News and the chaotic news abroad. In the future, we will combine Shanghai News and Los Angeles News to talk about mother-in-law and mother-in-law things. We use these programs in Shanghainese. If one day you hear our programs in Mandarin, it can only mean that we are interested in certain things again. That's all for today. Goodbye. Bye-bye.